Hi, fashion lovers. How are you all doing today? Welcome to today's class. This is So with Jessie. So we'll be learning how to draft a basic bodice blog. So this tutorial is beginner friendly. Just follow my steps and you will arrive at a very beautiful blog. Here I came down by half an inch to mark my starting line. So from that line, I'll be taking my shoulder measurement divided by 2. For this tutorial is 8 inches. So measure yours and know what it is. So after measuring my 8 inches shoulder measurement, I measure the neck width of 3 inches and the neck depth of 3 inches. So from our shoulder measurement, I came down by 1 inch to mark our shoulder slope, and I will just connect my neckline like this. So from this point now, I'll be getting my chest line. I'll come down by 8 inches for this tutorial. Then I'll mark my chest line. Then I'll connect it with a straight line like this. So after getting my chest line, I will now head over to measuring my bust point, my under bust, waist, and the full length. Here is my bust point, my under bust, my waistline, and then the full length is here. So I'll just go ahead now to run a straight line on those points like this. If today is your first time of coming across this channel, you are highly welcome. This is So with Jessie. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and if you have any question, drop it on the comment section. I'll be there to answer them. We have 8 here for our chest line, bust point 11, under bust 14, waist 17, and full length 24. I'll be getting my armhole curve now, so I will just connect this place like this. That's the shoulder slope and then the chest line like this. So after connecting, I'll now measure what we have there and divide it by 2, and then from that point divided by 2, mark, and then come in by half an inch, mark this way, and then connect from here to here and here to this point. So but before we connect, I'll go ahead to measure quarter of our bust measurement, and then I'll just mark it down like this. Then I'll connect the 3 points together like this. If you don't have a pattern master, you can also use your free hand to draw it out like this. At this point, we'll be getting our nipple to nipple measurement. So, but before then, let's go ahead to label the lines so we won't get confused. C for chest line, BP for bust point, under bust, waist, and then our full length. So now there's a formula for getting this nipple to nipple measurement. I'll be displaying the formula somewhere there. So for this tutorial, we'll be using 4 inches as our nipple to nipple measurement. So I will just go ahead now to mark it from the bust point down to the full length. Then I will just rule a straight line on the 4 inches nipple to nipple measurement like this. Just as I am doing now. At this point, I'll be taking my that width of 1 inch. You can do 0.5 or even 0.75. I'll just go on with 1 inch on both sides. So I'll just mark it out. The 1 inch that intake here is not constant. It's for people who are very busty. So if your bust is below 40, you can go in with 0.5 or even 0.75. All right. So after marking out my that width, I'll just connect it from my waistline up to my bust point like this. I'll also connect from the 2 inches from here up to the waist, that like this. So and I'll also do the same for this side of the that leg like this. So after doing this now, the next thing we'll be going ahead to do now is to take our round body measurement. So we've already imputed that of our chest line. So now for the waistline, waist measurement divided by 4, then you replace your dart and then you mark like this. After marking the waist, we'll head over to the hip, which is the full length here, divided by 4, and we just impute that there. There's no dart there, so we'll not be replacing any dart from that point. So I'm just trying to cover those lines up like this. Once we are done marking the horizontal measurement, we'll just connect the markings like this. Just watch what I'm doing. And then after connecting the bust line to the waistline, and then I'll just flip the pattern master like this and connect from the hip up to the waistline like this. After connecting, the next thing we'll be doing is to impute our bust dart. Bust dart is the difference between your front half length and your back half length. If you measure your front half length and your back half length, you will realize that the front half length is more longer than the back half length. All right, so that is where the bust dart comes in. From the side of our pattern, I'll just come down by 2 inches, mark that out, and then connect to our dart with a straight line like this. So that is our bust dart. All right. At this point, we are done drafting the front pattern. So let's go draft the back pattern. This is another pattern paper for the back pattern. I'll just come down by half an inch to give me a starting point. So from that marking, I'll just get my shoulder measurement. We are maintaining the same shoulder measurement, guys. So, and the same neck width. All right. So I'll just get my shoulder measurement of 8 inches, neck width of 3 inches. We'll be using a different neck depth for the back pattern, which is 1 inch. All right. So from the shoulder measurement, I will get my shoulder slope and connect it to the neckline. After connecting, the next thing for us to do is to get our chest line. So we are maintaining the same chest line with the front pattern. So after that, I'll just connect it to the shoulder slope to create our armhole curve. And I will just roll a straight line on it like this. So after this, the next thing will be for us to measure out other vertical measurements. So I've gone ahead to measure out my bust point and then my waist line. Okay, on this back pattern we don't need the under bust for this. We just need the chest line, the bust point, waist, and then full length. I'll just go ahead to make the points more visible with my marker like this. We've gotten our chest line, our bust point, and then our waistline. Okay, so for the full length, we won't just measure from the shoulder to the full length. Okay, remember we added bust dart at the front pattern, so if we just measure that way, the two patterns will not match up. What we'll do is to get the front pattern and then measure from the waistline down to the full length. So any figure it gives us, whatever we get is what we'll mark as our full length for the back pattern. So we got 8, and I'll just mark it down. The 8 is the distance between the half length and the full length. All right. So after marking it like this, we'll head over to getting our dart. All right, just like we did at the front. we use 4 as our dart, as our nipple to nipple. So we'll also be using the same 4 here. But firstly, let me label the line so that we won't get confused. All right. Chest line, bust point, waist, and then the full length. So from here, we'll now mark out 4 as our nipple to nipple measurement. For the front pattern, our dart started from the bust point, but for this back pattern, we will be extending it from the chest line down to the full length. So I'll just go ahead now to rule a straight line on the points like this. All right. So after that, the next thing will be for us to take our dart width. So from the waistline here, from the waist, I will taking a dart width of 1 inch on both sides of the waistline. All right, like this. So after that, I'll just connect it to the chest line, and then from the hip point, I'll come up by 2 inches. You can do 3, but I'm just taking 2. 2 is okay. So and I'll connect them like this to form my that. Next is for us to get our chest line, divide by 4, our waist divide by 4, and then our full length, which is the hip, divide by 4. On the bust line, cut off our bust measurement, divide by 4. I'll just mark that down. So on the waistline, cut off our waist measurement, divide by 4, plus the dart we took. I'll add up everything and mark. On the hip measurement, cut off our hip, divide by 4. I'll just mark that out like this and then connect the points together. But before then, let's create our armhole curve. This is the back pattern. We will not be dividing anything by 2. We'll not be dividing it by 2 and then coming in by half an inch. No, we'll just connect it like this. The reason for that half-inch trim out is to help the sleeve relax well, to avoid folds or bulging on that side. This is the armhole. Our armhole is out. I'll just go ahead now to connect the points we made like this. At this point, we are done drafting. If you've watched to this point, don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on your bell icon to notify you whenever I post a new video. This is the front pattern. So by the time we cut out or close up the bust dart, everything will match up. And that's our zipper allowance. I just opened it now. This is the zipper allowance for the back. I'll just go ahead to extend the neckline up to the zipper allowance area. Next is for us to cut out the 2 patterns. So I'll just go ahead now to cut them out following the markings on the bodice. So this is what we have. Thank you so much for watching. Be part of this family by subscribing to the channel. See you in my next video.